Every single button on your keyboard does do something. And even if you're not sure that it's actually doing something, it's doing something.
Press K.
K for key.
Onboard
It
power
just gets
must be-
into the minutia of every action.
That is not the right action. What you will have to do, Hunter, is hold down numpad 6 to view your ignition. Is that a rate games?
You can flip cars.
You can.
I am the bus. Bus Simulator 2012 isn't about driving a bus. It's about becoming one.
Oh my gosh, you lodged yourself in the median between either side of the median, and you're just driving between
here
the
we
two
go.
barriers. You can't turn left
Here
or
we
right.
go. This will kill me.
There is a form of multimedia entertainment beyond that which is good. These games are as vast in number as they are terrible. They dwell in the dark recesses of history, unearthed from the pits of the bargain bin. These are the games of horror. This is Garbage Game Night.
Welcome to Garbage Game Night, the podcast where we perform the public service of laboriously grinding our way through the worst video games created. Does that make us heroes? That's not for me to say, but no, we're not. But someone's got to do it. So we're doing our second viral edition as we're all living through a plague here. Stay safe out there and wait it out and play some good games. And when your eyes are tired of looking at screens, look at us with your ears and we can tell you about which ones you should play. But I've got to introduce our quarantine crew here. First, Tom, how you doing over there?
Oh God, sorry, I had muted it. And
Technical difficulties. Just
COVID-19.
like working
He's not
through
muting himself.
I muted
Still
myself.
muted.
Yeah, not Chris. I listened. No. Listen, I'm gonna try. I'm trying to hit the ground running, but it's gonna be a tumble at first. So you had a question for me?
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, no, doing good. Doing good.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the last one, which we'll talk about in a second. Your quarantine going okay, though?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of XCOM.
XCOM, very cool. You were trying out the multiplayer version of that some?
I looked to see if it would be something that we would be able to maybe do, and it looked
but
like
your
it was
friends haven't been there for you.
competitive.
Okay. Oh, competitive.
No,
Okay.
right, and I thought that would be less fun.
Yeah, we need to come together in a time like this. I gotcha. All right.
I just friended. Oh God, I just did what you said, Chris.
Almost said their
I'm
username.
Like, Lizard. Whoever.
Friend of the lizard today.
I mean, you didn't friend
Wow.
me,
Yeah.
so
No. Frank sent me. Okay,
I
hold
was
on,
being a little
hold
bit
on.
forward, and I sent it
Send-
to Tom.
come on.
Okay, boom. Look at this.
Friends all
Add
around.
friend did it, and now I found it again.
Decline and block.
If I'm ever playing anything weird, you just have to. Maybe I'm doing it for the show.
Right,
All
it's
right,
the
guys?
show.
Just don't
Yeah,
think about
there's,
it. Yeah.
There's some tastefully done, but some people turn their nose up at certain games on Steam.
Yeah.
I think you
So-
can edit the name of the game, so you just make it look like you're playing something
Pro
cool
tip.
or even weirder. Yeah. How do you play Pornhub through Steam for 64 hours in the last 3 days?
Well, it takes commitment.
Don't want people to know I'm playing Red Dead.
Yeah.
All right. And Frank, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good. Doing good, you know? Just,
Good. Knocking those projects out. Playing any games yet?
I was playing the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare that they released. They had a free multiplayer weekend, but their other mode, Warzone, that's been free for a while now. And I had some friends who were getting into it, and they were like, "Hey, it's free multiplayer weekend. Download it, we'll play." And then so we did that. It was a lot of fun.
How's it compare to PUBG or any of the others?
I mean, it's interesting because in the Battle Royale mode, when you die, you go to the gulag, and you can kind of fight for a second chance to come back, which is really interesting.
That's pretty awesome.
It is. But you see, the thing is, you get like a random weapon, you know? I think you both get the same weapon. So you just have to kill one person now to get back into the game. And then you can also buy back your team members too by getting money, and you can buy them back even if they lose in the gulag. So it adds a couple different dynamics to it, which I think are really cool. And, you know,
it sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, they put in some thought into it, and if it's on sale right now, I might actually get the real game. That's how good it was. It was that convincing. I mean, I know this isn't a great time to do it,
For the,
financial things, but it's I don't know.
For the 60th iteration of Battle Royale, yeah, it sounds like a pretty neat
And the
idea.
multiplayer, it's a classic Call of Duty, which love it or hate it, it's fast action gameplay that
Playing that on. You're playing it on console.
I was playing it on PC, but you could do cross-platform.
Oh, really?
So I was playing with a person who was on PlayStation 4 and someone who was on Xbox. And we could all hear and talk to each other and play, and it was pretty fun.
Very cool. And you were using the superior FPS setup.
But it just randomly just turns off. Not the computer, but the game will just randomly just quit. So that's something to fund the PC. But apparently that's been a bug. Just I don't know what it is. So I'm still looking into that because that's not fun. Being in the middle of a match trying to win, and then you just disappear and it's all gone, and you need to start over. So, yeah.
Yeah, the mouse and keyboard doesn't give you the advantage there. All right. And Carley, welcome back. How you doing?
Hey, doing well. Yeah, trying to get through that quarantine.
Nice.
It's been fine. I've taken up baking bread. That's my new thing.
Ooh.
So
I like bread.
Neat.
Yeah, it's all right. It's cheating. I have a bread machine, but I
like bread.
We have a slave robot that makes bread for us.
I'm just not telling most people that. So it's great that I just admitted it on podcast.
Nice.
But.
And your everyone's Animal Crossing island going okay?
Oh yeah, that's still going on for sure.
Cool.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, it's the new one that you should get.
On Switch, yeah.
I've never played any of them, but I've heard amazing things.
Tom,
Yeah.
how do you feel about being stung by bees?
Wasps, actually.
I feel the same way everyone would feel about
Okay,
it.
maybe check it out.
How do you feel about letting an owl explain different types of bugs and fish and fossils to you?
Is it the owl from the Tootsie Roll?
It looks a little like him, yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about capitalist raccoons?
I'm pretty okay with that. Got nothing wrong with it.
Pro-capitalist
Pro-capitalist raccoons.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, check it out
I think
then.
it's cool that they took any stance.
Thought they just were interested in garbage, but yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it's money.
If one of them came to me and they were like, "I'm a communist," I'd be like, "It's still neat."
That's still impressive.
I mean, you gotta like,
Wow.
But
Got a view on something.
Yeah, the proletariat. All
Brain
right.
capacity
Yeah,
to
10 minutes ago, I thought your home was the dumpster. So
I mean,
Life
it is,
economy
but
is,
that's
so.
yeah.
It really informs his
It only
economic
go up from
decisions.
there.
And Hunter, welcome back. Our Dragon's Lair world record holder by now, I assume. How's it going, Hunter?
Yeah. No, I actually I never did jump back into that game because I've been
Busy with better
I'm an
games.
essential. I'm essential.
Oh, yes, you have an
I'm
essential job, yes.
I'm working. I'm very essential to the productivity of nurses and doctors by making coffee for them.
Right.
I would say over the last 2 weeks, somewhere between Carley and Frank, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, and I ended up picking up Call of Duty after playing Warzone.
Oh, yeah?
For a little bit because my sister has it, and as I was telling you earlier, she's marooned and locked down on an island in the Caribbean with nothing to do.
Gotcha.
So we've been playing a lot of Call of Duty together.
Nice.
But I did experience that same issue, Frank, where the game will just randomly shut down. But when I bought it, it stopped.
Yeah. That part of me, that's what I was
Funny how
thinking
that
of.
works.
I was like, I bet you when I buy the full game, it's just gonna not have any issues.
All the problems are fixed. I get nothing but headshots.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
The cross-platform is actually really good and pretty easy to set up.
And you see their little symbol
So,
there
and,
and
like,
what they're playing on and everything.
You can see the symbol, and you can play on a team with. It's pretty seamless.
Cool.
We've all played
That's
together.
it's the world we've
and
dreamed
haven't had
of
any
for a long
problems, so-
time.
Finally.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, is if it's just a huge advantage being on the computer.
But it's also not though.
Like,
Yeah. Well, not if your game shuts down. But I was going to mention that I remember reading an article a couple of years ago about just discussing like the issues with it, and there were some pretty big companies, I want to say like your EA's kind of companies, that had done a lot of testing with it, because it's all very feasible for them when they're playing on their servers, but kind of just shut down the idea when they did some testing and found the percentages in which the PC players would win in first-person shooters. So it made sense for games like Rocket League, things that, I mean, if you're playing Rocket League, you're probably playing with a controller on computer anyway. But for FPSs, it just seemed like it just wasn't going to happen because of the player discrepancy.
You're using your entire hand to do like a minute like change, whereas like, I don't know, it seems like it'd be much harder to use a joystick.
I don't know. Seeing the who wins the games
cranked.
in the ones I've played, the consoles. I mean, the consoles have the majority anyway, so you're playing against majority of console people. At least the matches I was in, but they were still very skilled. I think because
interesting.
I don't think it's that big of a discrepancy. Also, you can play keyboard and mouse on consoles. I'm pretty sure you can do it on Xbox One and PS4 now.
So before we get into tonight's game, real quick on last week's game, Dragon's Lair, anyone else do some more playthroughs on it? I did want to mention that Frank sent out a link to us. Movie of Dragon's Lair was literally announced the day, I think, after we recorded. Yeah. And I had that fact in my notes.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I had that little fun fact in my notes, but I didn't mention it because the thing is, if someone does a Kickstarter for a project and you see it happened 5 years ago and there's no news since, it's not going to happen, so you shouldn't mention it. But the day after we recorded, so Ryan Reynolds is attached to the Dragon's Lair project. So how about that?
Dreams can come true.
Dreams can. Maybe it's because of what we did. Yeah.
I think so.
We had some impact on it.
We put it out there.
Rise in popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh man, this 5 downloads in its history, and then it shot up to 8, and they're like, wow, I guess we need to jump on board with this project.
See, had you got the broadcasting to work and you didn't have to send the game to everybody,
right. If I didn't buy that extra copy of Dragon's Lair,
Ryan Reynolds wouldn't have a job right now.
We're employing Ryan Reynolds. Perfect. All right, well, some podcast meta news. Yeah, this is our 12th episode of Garbage Game Night. We're doing our second viral episode here. We'll probably do a few more of them. Appreciate anyone who's out there listening. I know there's some of you. I can see your numbers. I'm watching you. They mean the world to me. So
it's just me on repeat.
I don't care. Don't stop.
Just wanted to make you feel better.
For this episode, I did give you guys some homework. I asked if you could come up with a short explanation, a story of your most tedious job that you've ever worked. It doesn't have to be the whole job overall, maybe just an aspect of that job. And just kind of explain that you understand that laborious task of doing something so monotonous. So, do we have any volunteers for your story?
I'll go first.
All right, what you got, Frank?
So, at this one place that both Chris and I worked at, I had the not opportunity. I wasn't necessarily forced, but I became a notary.
If you want to get your paycheck.
And I notarized a lot of paperwork at once. This one, it was just this whole stack, probably, I don't know, 700 of the same thing needed to be notarized. Mm-hmm. And it took a while. I mean, it was, it killed the day, so that was kind of nice. But, just sign, stamp, sign. And once you do enough of them, you're like, what's this really for, And then you're like, am I going to get in trouble for this? Because I'm doing like 800 of these, and this is going to show up one day.
Business doesn't exist anymore, so I think you're in the clear.
Legally, I'm fine, and I'm also not a notary anymore.
Maybe someone will come after your note. Oh, you're not a notary anymore?
I didn't renew it because I don't,
No, you literally did it for kicks, just to be able to say, my name is Frank, public notary.
Yeah, it was fun. It was. I mean, I'm thinking about maybe redoing it again, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, not much is involved with it, right? You're basically just saying that, like, I understand that I can get in trouble if I attest to this and I'm wrong.
You send them $70 and they say, here's a stamp, and just don't do anything illegal. So
cool. All right.
Someone's going to come down hard after listening to the podcast.
Please listen to the podcast.
All right, his name is Frank. Now we just have to we'll just keep talking about that. So anyways, on the last podcast that we all recorded.
Who's got the next tedious story? Tedious job. It's a tedious job. It's not a tedious story.
A tedious job. So the job overall was a lot of fun, but one summer while I was working at a movie theater. It was my very first job. It was like a little indie movie theater. I think the owners had 3 theaters. You know, they had down in the concession area, they had a popcorn machine, and you would pop the popcorn in there, and anytime people came up, you'd scoop it out and you'd hand it to them. But it didn't make nearly enough popcorn, so they actually had a popcorn machine upstairs that made massive amounts of popcorn. So the first day of the summer that they asked me to do this, they were just like, yeah, just sit up here and make popcorn all day. And I was like, but we don't like sell that much popcorn. They were like, it's okay because we have these, like, I think they might have been like Food and Drug Administration special yellow garbage bags that you're allowed to put food in and store it, popcorn, for like over 3 months, and it's technically still good.
Oh, no.
And I'm doing air quotes for you. It's technically still good. So, and it was a big room with shelves, big wooden shelves, and I just all day, every day for an entire summer. And it was, like I said, it was fun at first because I'm like, oh my God, I'm just making like tons of popcorn. I'm getting paid. I was 14 at the time, so any amount of money was, you know, it was money. But by day 2, I was like, this is the most heated. It's literally like put the popcorn stuff in, mix the butter oil in, let it pop for, I don't know, half an hour, scoop all of that into a bag and do it over and over again. Tie the bag up, put it on the shelf, date it, and do it again. And that was, of the 3 theaters, that was the only theater that had this room. So I was making it, and they were delivering it to the other theaters. And that's when I realized that was the popcorn that they were grabbing in the morning, ripping it open and tossing it into the popcorn maker in the concession stand.
To make it look like it just been popped.
They never made fresh popcorn. And we had customers all the time that would come in and be like, oh, make sure you give me the fresh stuff and not like, because we know you pop it. And we're like, okay, I'll make sure. Look, I'm grabbing it out of the thing. And then they walk away and I'm like, oh, it's low. Better run upstairs and grab another giant garbage bag of popcorn.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, and also the hot dogs, we just took them, put them back in the freezer at the end of the night for like months. Nobody bought.
No.
Oh
man.
So,
that's scarring. All right. Wow. That's good. That's tedious. Carley, do you have a tedious job for us?
I sure do. And, you know, we didn't talk about these ahead of time, but mine is also food related. At my first on the books job, I was working at a place. It was a deli. It was a corporately owned deli, so there's lots of them all over, so I won't say the name.
All right.
Subway's not a deli.
It's not. Rhymes with Schmation's Deli. Schmation.
Schmation.
All right.
Schmation Schmelly. The first day, you know, I had, backstory. I had this really weird kind of phobia when I was younger. I was afraid of pickles. And
that's not a good place to work then.
First day on the job, they taught me how to roll pickles. So that's what I did for the first couple weeks of working there. I was just in the back, elbow deep in a bucket of pickles, and I had to fish them out and put them in a little piece of plastic and roll them up and tuck them and then throw them in a massive pile that they would keep there for weeks until they ran out. And I just was continually wrapping pickles.
The pickle pile.
Pickle pile.
You guys have never heard of the pickle pile?
You get a
on the
pickle
back
with
of
every
the
purchase.
In Schmation
You
Schmelly?
do.
No, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, you never been there?
With every purchase, you get a pickle from the pickle pile at Schmation.
But it's a pickle, so it's
adding
like
them. Is it like wrapping them individually? Is that what it was?
Yeah, they're like it's like
okay.
a spear of pickle, and you like you have to wrap it tightly so the juice doesn't leak out and because they would put the food in like a paper bag.
And Tom, what's your got a tedious story for us, Tom? I keep saying tedious story. You got a tedious job for us, Tom?
And to keep in theme, make it slightly food related. When I was a teenager, one of my first jobs, I worked in a kind of like a sort of convenience store. I was too young to really do anything, and the manager was a friend of the family, so she kind of was just like giving me the job. So I wasn't able to like be a cashier or anything like that. So she would have me stock like items.
How old were you? Like 7?
No, I was. I think I was like 15, 16.
You couldn't be a
You weren't allowed to touch money?
No, I could have, but they sold alcohol there too. And so every time they put me on the cashier, the moment someone would come up with alcohol, which would be like every like 1 out of 3 people, I'd have to be like, sorry, I can't do it, and get someone else. So after a while, they were
like your younger voice.
Sorry.
So after a while, they were just
so sorry.
Yeah, they would always just be like, Tom, you can't, don't do this. So they just gave me kind of like menial tasks. One of the times, the thing I had to do was organize our like freezers and fridge. And while I was doing it, I found a milk carton that had kind of like fallen kind of out of sight, and it was so it was so spoiled that it was the carton was the size of a beach ball, and
God!
But somehow was still like contained, you know. So I showed it to my boss, and we kind of laughed and
Showed the bomb to them. You're walking around with a bomb.
Right. In retrospect, this is so stupid. But as a teenager, I didn't fight this. So she was like, "Oh, let's not make a mess like out in the dumpster," because it was summer, and like she was afraid that like that it would just always hold on to that. So she was like, "Go in the back," and there's like we had a sink that was like a utility sink. It almost looked like a shower, but it was
no.
And so it had like these 3 walls, and she was like, "Just go in there and dump it out, and then
Did you bathe?
dispose
with
it."
Spoiled milk.
Almost
To gain its strength.
So I go in, and you know how like milk cartons have like the pull tab that goes around the top?
Yeah.
So I must have moved the pull tab a centimeter. Not.
Oh, no.
And so I move it that tiny bit, and it goes, and at that moment, I did the worst thing I could have done, which was I went, I went like this. I just went, and like in shock.
No.
And then it exploded, and I don't mean exploded like it all came out the top. I mean like it ruptured like a grenade. It detonated and covered me and the interior of my mouth, everything, my entire upper body in spoiled milk, to the point where if I stood still, like if I wasn't at a sprint, and could smell myself, I was almost like instantaneously vomit inducing. So I ran to my manager, to family friend, and I said, "I need to go home." And she said, "Oh God," like she was gonna fight it and be like, "Why?" But then she almost threw up, and she called my mother, and my mother came and picked me up, and we had like a truck with like a closed back, and she put me in like the trunk, but it was open, and drove me home like a dog.
Like a dog who had rolled around in poop. Wow. Yeah. You reminded me that I went through firefighter training, and one of the reasons that like explosions are so dangerous is because when an explosion starts happening, or when like someone opens a door and there's a flash of like fire explosion,
like the movie.
Backdraft, like the movie, yeah. But when that happens, people usually gasp, and that's the absolute worst thing to happen because you're opening your lungs and inhaling superheated air. So you did the same thing with spoiled milk.
Yeah. Which, let's be honest,
You inhaled it.
Unless you like made a point to, I mean, like I said, you were trained, so you had that point to be like, okay, don't.
Whatever happens, I'm not going to gasp. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Outside of that, it is really hard.
Yep.
But yeah, that was it. That was my little story.
That's great. Wow. Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you for your stories. Those are some very good examples of tedious jobs. A lot of them I didn't know you guys had. Just like last time with Dragon's Lair, the person who's presented the most convincing argument that they've dealt with a monotonous job in their life, they deserve an escape. And the prize is playing the game for us this evening. Since the creation of video games way back at the beginning, developers have been using this medium to whisk us away to magical places and impossible worlds, from
I love your announcer voice. You're
From
really, honing in on it.
Yeah, I'm getting into it now. From Hyrule to Azeroth, you can be a dictator building your city or a space marine saving the galaxy. You can lead a revolution, or you can get sent to an alternate dimension to slaughter hundreds of dinosaurs. So someone today...
Or you can get on an island and immediately get into debt.
You can immediately owe your several hours
wasps.
to a capitalist raccoon. Well, I didn't want to do this, but, as far as monotony goes, I think I have to award it to the same person twice in a row, to Hunter.
Wow.
You did have an extremely monotonous job.
Popcorn boy.
That really blew me away. Creating months of popcorn for multiple movie theaters is... That defines monotony in my mind, so congratulations.
For an entire summer.
Yeah, that's rough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I have got the job of a lifetime for you.
Oh, I'm excited.
From this game's description, are you ready to explore a picturesque German city behind the wheel of a realistically modeled, freely accessible bus?
Oh, yeah.
I give you Bus Simulator 2012. Every technical detail of the original bus has been reproduced.
So many memes about this.
Every technical detail of the original bus has been reproduced true to life. Switch on the air conditioning when your front shields are steaming up, and keep an eye on your speedograph. Did I mention, by the way, this is European Bus Simulator, so everything's in the Queen's measurements, so we won't know what they're talking about. But keep an eye on the
And I have to drive on the wrong side of the road.
to stay in schedule. Even though you have a lot of missions, you will still need to rest in order to stay fit. Thanks to the digital readouts in the bus, you can monitor your engine's temperature and the charging level of the cooling liquid, as well as the oil and gasoline level.
Wow.
Organize your route and service on more than 450 bus stops. Enjoy the realistic AI of both pedestrians and traffic. Interaction with your passengers is also an important facet of your job. It's up to you to decide which ticket to sell and how to greet your customers. They will react accordingly.
I hope it's super realistic and
So I'm just
people
going
drenched in
to.
urine that get on the bus and
There's any stabbings.
You can toss out a urine jug.
there's violent encounters and they get on the bus.
What's a
and
bus
it's
ride
"Fuck
without a
you."
stabbing or two? So we're going to go ahead and watch the trailer for Bus Simulator 2012. The trailer is an unnecessary 5 minutes and 46 seconds long.
Wow.
Well, because the
Or
opening
maybe
with
it's
the
necessary. You be the
the
judge.
studio logo at the beginning is just forever.
Yep. They really hang on it. And you'll notice they're using this
Kind of ominous.
TV static effect.
Well, if we played a
And,
game where you were guess
This is a
what
slow-
this is from the trailer, I feel like you'd have 50 guesses right now that would not anywhere
Yeah,
near
like a
end in the
pandemic
box.
thing.
Mass surveillance.
Is this like a hacking game?
organization.
Oh no! Oh, this is the new
Yeah.
Watch Dogs. Oh, dude, I've been waiting for this. I'm so excited.
Wait, they're driving on the right side of the road.
This music is
Chorus,
inspirational.
choir music.
Like the shaky
Whoever
cam.
made this actually that makes sense. Whoever made this loves bus drivers. I hope that they're just we need to make something to show that they are the unsung heroes of our country.
Yeah.
That's why they were
Don't
listen,
feel that
this
right
is we're normally would be a 1 minute trailer, but they're listen, this needs to be a solid 5 minutes. People are not going to play the game, but we need to pitch them on how noble a profession this is.
By the end of this trailer, they will be jumping out of their seats.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing slow zooms through the city.
And this is not, even for 2012, this is not impressive
Not
graphics. So I'm not sure
particularly.
what they're trying to
All right,
show
now
also
we're finally
hear-
going to get into the song.
I also still wouldn't guess bus driver.
Yeah, we haven't seen one bus.
Yeah, so far
this
we haven't
entire
seen a
time.
bus.
Yes.
We're 2 minutes into the trailer
Not
and
a
no
single
bus. Oh, we're
bus
zooming
yet.
into the bus station now.
We are the bus.
every day.
Every day.
This
Finally.
music-
Whoa. Hard cut.
Whoa.
You're driving a bus.
Oh,
We are driving a bus.
I really wish I had a steering wheel controller. for
They
this.
absolutely do work with steering wheel controllers.
You better.
Oh,
If you made a sim
Bus
game
driving
without,
simulator not compatible.
Not supported. Controllers are not
you're
supported,
missing
okay?
the mark.
it doesn't even use
That
a
was the-
keyboard. Everything is done by
That
the
was the
mouse.
slowest, creepiest look over to the side to see the passengers there. It's just
that there was no one there.
there's one person standing. You didn't open the door. It just cut. Hard cut.
Can I get robbed in this game?
Well, we'll see.
Ooh, there's rain. Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Now, do you turn the wipers on and off yourself, or is that automatic?
This is a realistic bus simulator, Frank.
Wow.
What was the movie?
So you can probably turn them on or put them on auto.
Are you thinking
what
of
was
Speed, Tom?
Actually, you know what's funny? I should have thought Speed. That would have been a better joke. But I was actually thinking of the movie. Actually, it's not even a bus. The movie where it's like the asteroids
Land
are
of the Lost.
No. Everything's going wrong. It's like 2012. It was called 2012, wasn't it? Where the whole world ends?
Yeah, I just watched that. Watched
yeah.
it the other day.
The main character, he's driving. It's actually like a
John Cusack?
motorhome, but John Cusack, yeah. And like it's like
And he's driving Woody Harrelson's motorhome.
yeah, because Woody Harrelson died in the explosion of Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah.
As he would.
as he would. But yeah, I just think like that'd be
Nobly.
cool if some like.
Died honorably.
But you're right. Speed would be much better if someone just got on the bus and they were like, "Do not go under."
So we are 5 minutes into this trailer now. We have seen
It's just
quite a bit of bus action and
We've
some
also
touring of this
even
town.
even the song speaks to the tedium.
Every day.
I didn't do this intentionally, but I think it is nice that we're playing Bus Simulator 2012 and we're on episode 12. That's nice, right?
wow.
So, yeah, did any of you know this game existed or just assumed it existed maybe? Have you
I knew it
heard of it
existed.
before?
I've heard.
I
of it.
assume
You've heard of
many
Bus
memes.
Simulator 2012?
I think it came out around the same time that like Goat Simulator, and so there were all these like real simulator games and all these weird, kind of avant-garde simulator
Well,
games.
I would
Maybe a
assume
little
that came
after
out
that.
in... Yeah, that came out, 2014. That's an older game than I thought, yeah.
2014.
How does the pitch sound to you guys as far as performing a truly realistic bus simulator?
Sounds very exciting.
I mean, it doesn't matter to anybody else. I'm excited. I'm ready.
Because you're going to get to play it, and that's good.
Yeah.
You're excited about it.
I'm
Carly
excited to
keeps trying
see.
to push me aside and play it, and I'm like, no, I won.
It's
I
calling
want to see
my
how
name.
badly you can break it. Like, can you hit pedestrians? Can you like?
We'll test the limits of this game, yeah.
There we go.
So what kind of experiences do you guys want out of this? What are you hoping to see?
Bus customization.
Okay,
A
bus
variety
customization, all right.
of kooky patrons. I saw in the trailer they had a thing where you could do some calculations for money or something like that. So maybe you set your fares, you got to do some math. That seems like that'll get old quick, but maybe you can haggle or something. That'd be cool if you could do that. I don't know if that's a thing. And maybe get pulled over by the police.
okay.
Maybe some police action. Maybe you're driving a little too fast.
yeah, if
Maybe
you're
you
not
hit
a-
another vehicle. You got to fill out a lot of paperwork. I don't know.
You're
Kinda
doing
interesting.
70 km in a 50 km. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
they'll pull
whatever
you
that
over,
is.
whatever that means.
Yeah, that sounds normal.
So when I was working as a low voltage technician for a while, and I had a work van, and it was one of the like really big ones, not one of the little vans
Yeah,
that
they're
you see
everywhere,
driving
yeah.
around now. It had
Sprinter,
like the old style big one, and I really enjoyed driving the big one. Like, it's big, it's old, the AC didn't work, the turning was really good on it, but I enjoyed driving it. And I also, while working that job, I got to drive bucket trucks.
Nice.
And all manner of different really big vehicles, and it was fun.
So you want to
So
drive a bunch
I'm
of different
hoping
buses
that-
here.
This just gave me a great idea for another simulator game, popcorn maker simulator, right? And you have to bag a whole room full of popcorn to be spread to other theaters.
And then there's DLC for wrapping pickles.
Ooh, pickle DLC. I like it.
Yeah.
Pickle wrapper.
And if you don't do it quick enough, somebody throws spoiled milk.
No one steal this idea, please. All right? Just give us 3 years for,
Copyright. TM.
This is a beautiful
We're
intro
on
screen.
the menu screen, the interface here for starting our game.
Makes no sense.
Looking at this background, we're looking at a start game, settings, and quit, and it has nothing to do with Bus Simulator. It looks like we're looking at some sort of like...
This could be like a zoom in on DNA.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like a helical.
All right, well, go ahead
kind
and
of
let's
shape.
launch into the game, and we're mostly just gonna kind of observe from afar
Whoa.
about what's happening here.
Wow.
It looks like 100 different people that had nothing to do with each other made this.
Oh, I was gonna say, it looks like
do you have a free copy because you worked on it, Chris?
no, I paid for this. I am about halfway through this bottle of wine right now. I knew I would need it for this game.
Well, you can put your name in.
What kind of wine?
This evening, I'm drinking Petite Petit. It's spelled like Petite, but Matea tells me that it translates to small boy, and the graphics are a bunch of. It's like a circus kind of theme. There's a world's strongest man on it, and an advertisement for a half man, half animal.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm having a little quarantine cocktail tonight too.
Oh, very nice. What are you drinking?
Vodka cranberry.
Oh, very nice.
You know, the classic. Because I'm out of my favorite whiskey. This is my backup plan.
We've been dipping into the quarantine alcohol.
Quarantine.
All right, so Hunter, what do you got going on there with you're creating your bus driver, right?
This is far more futuristic than I would have imagined watching the trailer, but I'm
yeah, the interfaces are very futuristic, modern design.
We're gonna be spoiled milk pickle.
That's the name. Okay,
that's our name. We're female, and if we're
to assume this is 2012.
Yeah, we were born in right now. Unless we want to change
Hunter's
it, we were born in
1926. Yeah, that's
he's
amazing. Yeah.
90,
I think you should.
84.
I would go back even further.
I'm at risk, really.
Absolutely.
Now, I would just like to remind everyone that we got to remember this is set in, I believe, Germany. So,
what side did you fight on?
So maybe it should be 1940, 1941.
You were a child. Yeah, you could have been part of the.
Well, no, I wouldn't want to be born. Yeah, no. Spoiled milk pickle. I should have looked this up in German then and made that the name. But
it still looks like the character's possibly a guy at the moment. So we'll see what happens.
Looking right now for a pen, so I can write
now that you've created your character, it has asked that you
password.
It gives you your driver number and your password, and it asks that you should note that down. You should. It is not joking. You should note that down.
Is that for like when the police pull you over?
Okay.
The translation from English to German for spoiled milk pickle is Verderben Milchgurke.
Is milk spelled Milche? Yeah, I think it's pronounced Milch. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Milchgurk. Yeah.
Well, Tom is the resident German, so he would know.
He would. He's the most German. I kind of wanted to give it to him just because I knew he was the most German among us.
So.
And we're going to play on expert because we're not babies and driving buses is easy. It should be no problem for someone who has experience.
Oh, you say that
popping
now.
Bags of popcorn
I have,
like Hunter does.
Yeah.
I guess you need to know how technical knowledge how buses operated.
I can pick a month.
Yes. Expert requires technical knowledge of how buses are operated, and the smallest mistakes are logged.
They're logged. Bring it.
So I'm just going to say that I am still a man.
You are still a man despite selecting female.
Or I was born a man and I identify as a female and I have not.
Fine.
You know, it's 1910. Listen, I'm here to live my best life.
Press C to sit down in front of the steering wheel. So that's.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't have picked that key, I don't think, to do that, but you know.
C? Do you know what C stands for? Bonus points for guessing what C stands for.
Oh.
Like the letter?
Chair? I don't.
C stands for
here's the button.
cockpit.
Oh, okay.
Everything in this game is very loosely translated.
So I mentioned Goat Simulator earlier, and there's a story behind that. I have it. I've played it many times, and to woo my girlfriend, I invited her over. Well, she wasn't my girlfriend at the time. To woo Carley, I invited her over to play Goat Simulator, thinking it was
quite
very
quite
cool.
a woo.
It was a very Fedora moment in my life. I was like, how ironic! I'm going to invite her over to play
would you like to come over and play some Goat Simulator?
Like I knew it was bad. I played it, but anyhow, the point I'm trying to make is that the controls are the exact same as this one. It is very bad.
So we've made it into the bus hall. He's walked inside. He's found the cockpit.
Oh,
he is.
You really will need to adjust the seat.
He is
really
in the
dressed up for
chair,
this
and you don't have any instructions at all. So what's your
none?
What's your plan, Hunter?
Well, I'm just hitting random buttons, and right now I'm hitting the left and right control keys, and I'm looking at the rear view mirror or the side view mirrors. Left for left, right
well,
for
now
right.
that you're
I like
seated
that.
now that you're seated in the bus seat, I will tell you that every single, and I'm not joking, every single button on your keyboard does do something, and even if you're not sure that it's actually doing something, it's doing something. But the first thing you're going to want to do while you're in the bus is start up the electrical system.
All right, so I'm gonna press E.
Hot wire.
Electrical.
Big choice. All right.
I'm hearing a click.
That's good. Good that you hear a click. All right. All right. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn the key in the ignition.
Ooh, press
All
K.
right, so I'm gonna hit press K.
K for key.
Onboard
It
power.
just gets
must be-
into the minutia of every action.
That is not the right action. What you will have to do, Hunter, is hold down numpad 6 to view your ignition. If you hold down numpad 6, it will change your camera view to view your key.
Oh,
Now,
here-
just so you know that you can also hold left alternate. You can drag your mouse over every single button, and it will tell you what it does. But I see that you've now unlocked your seat, so you can adjust your seat up and down with F1 and F2, forward and backwards with F3, F4. Up and down, or kind of rotated in and out with F6 and F5.
Didn't he turn the key?
Your electrical system is on, but the bus is not actually on yet. There's 2 things you have to do yet, or 3 things. You need to put in your route number into the tachograph, I believe. No, that's not the tachograph. It's the bus schedule meter. And the next thing is to put your card in the
saying
tachograph.
these words like they mean anything to me.
All right, so now it's asking you for your driver number. So I sure hope you wrote that down, Hunter.
Oh, I wish I had written this down. I should have. All right, now I need a service number.
So for your service number, what you need to do is press F7. Pick whichever route it is you want and click select. Now we're looking at a bunch of different routes that you can run on your bus route.
Let's go Dill Walkster to Rideshime Ost.
That's exactly what I was
Good
thinking.
choice.
Right.
Great choice.
Okay, we're gonna.
Because it's got
select
Dill
that
in it,
one.
right?
Yeah, it tells me the route number so I can input it.
So please, for the love of God, jot that down. You'll want to put down your route number and your service number.
Oh,
the
my
route
God.
number is 3 digits. The service number is what, 9 digits? Please
Okay,
jot that down.
I'm gonna need a new piece of paper for this.
Wait, how big did you write it the first time?
Well, there was other stuff already
Took up
written
a
on
whole
here.
piece of paper.
No, this was
The
my
whole page.
This was me coming up with the story for my tedious job. So I wrote it down. I told you I did like.
Wait,
a
you came up with it?
essay.
Did you make that up? That wasn't
Wait,
real?
did you never do the pop? Was that all a lie?
Anyhow, Dill Worcestershire sauce.
You read it from a script?
Was that a play?
Or was
Did you
that
read
a
a
lie?
monologue from a play?
Nothing is
That was
real.
Shakespeare. All right, so do I hit close
Shakespeare
or
wrote
new?
about popping bags of popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I adapted it to the modern times.
Punch in that 8 or 9 digit code for your service number, and then we're going to punch in your route number,
Oh my God.
and then it's going to ask you whether you're inbound or outbound. Which
Why did we start this at 8:30?
and now we're ready to start the bus.
Oh,
Now that
my
we're
God.
recording,
Cancel
we're
change.
an hour and 20 minutes into recording.
Yes, now we're turning on the bus.
Okay.
So, what's your next question, Hunter? Are you ready to? What are you ready to do?
I don't have a question. I just found the dollars. I found
Oh, you open the
euros.
drawers.
You know what would be
We're never
kind
going
of
to
cool
get this
though?
bus on the road.
Is if you went to be a bus driver in Germany in 2012, if they were just like, so here's your simulator. It's Bus Simulator 2012. Just do this for about a week and then come in. You can start working on Monday.
Arguably, and that's one
we'll
of the
set
points
you up
that
on Dillheimer to Rochester.
one of the toughest routes available. Arguably, that's actually one of my points in my notes here. Is this a game? What makes a game? Because so far we've just entered route numbers, service numbers, and tried to turn a bus on. And
I think a
accidentally
game
turned
is
it
just
off.
an experience, right? Like as long as you're experiencing something that like you wouldn't normally be able to do, like, yeah, this seems monotonous, but like if you genuinely were curious, be like, I wonder what it's like to be a bus driver, then this would be out here to be like, this is genuinely what it's like.
Right.
You know, I think it counts.
It's a simulator,
It's
right?
a game.
Yeah, and you're like, how do they
Yeah.
not
I
murder
mean-
more people every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, now that I'm looking back at the key, I found some other buttons for ceiling lights,
Yeah.
cash register lighting.
I want it to keep going. I want it to be
there we go. Okay.
where, like, if Hunter does hit someone, I want it to be where, like, he has to simulate going to court and, like,
Going to jail.
Is there reasonable doubt?
Every night, like,
Right.
yeah, like maybe like his wife is like really upset with him for, because he was drinking on the job, and he has to like simulate that conversation and like how he's gonna navigate
and then you
that.
blame it on the
she leaves
wife
him
because there's always dishes when he comes home, and he thinks he works too hard to be doing dishes when he
remember-
comes home. Yeah, I know, I got you.
I'm female.
Oh, that's true. You're
One.
female, but you don't know what your partner
Which,
is.
yeah,
Ooh.
that's true. And I accidentally pulled the blinds down. While
Perfect.
doing
All
it.
right, so we have our driver card in. We have our driver number with our password in.
All
We have
right.
a route selected. We have the bus on, correct? It looks like the bus is on.
We have money
We have
ready.
the money ready. We are in our 1 hour and 30 minutes of doing this podcast now. We need to close our bus door still. I think that one's actually, you can do that one, right?
Yeah, let's try that.
You
Nope,
still can't do that? Does it say insufficient pressure?
not yet. All right.
All right, now the bus is on.
Oh, I can hear that engine roaring.
Purring.
And the minimum operating pressure is still.
Well, please wait a
not-
minute. When you turn a bus on,
I mean,
you
it's
need to
kind
build
of
that
the
pressure
pressure
up.
has to go up. You know what I mean? It's not
Don't be
instant
silly
pressure.
now.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
This is a
God.
perfect simulation here. They're not
Yeah.
goofing around.
All right, now that we're 30 minutes into trying to start this bus up, how's everyone feel about bus simulations?
I could take or leave them.
I think that's your answer. Oh, there we go.
It's no goat simulator.
It's not that.
It really isn't.
Are you being
It only
unwooed right
takes
now?
5 minutes to get.
I'm
If
not
Hunter
being
invited
wooed.
you over with Bus Simulator 2012, would it have worked as well as Goat Simulator?
We'd be in a different situation right now.
Yeah,
We're-
what KJ doing
One
right
without
now.
Carly, right?
All right, so we're ready. You're sitting
right,
here,
so
the
the bus
doors
is
are
started.
closed, the bus is running, there's carbon monoxide building up in the bus station.
Oh, we still need sufficient pressure.
do what?
If he waits long enough, does he die?
So, to release the parking brake, we're
okay.
going to press backspace and insert at the same time.
Oh my God.
Oh no! All right, the parking. Oh god, it's moving. Oh god.
It's just
it's
the
moving
slowest
already?
creep.
What you want to
God.
hear your bus driver say?
It's alive.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready for
this.
How afraid I'd be stepping onto the bus and be like, "Oh God, it's moving again." No, 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 no.
All right. So driving in this game it's the style of driving in which if you don't press left or right, it returns to center. So you're using your arrow pads to hold down left or right to make sharp left turns. And up and down is your accelerate or brake.
Yep.
Hold down, which is brake, while you engage another gear. So hold down and page up.
It sounds like you're just holding the accelerator
there
down
we
as hard as you can.
I was. I told you, I poured chlorine into a gas tank. I do not know how.
Now you're
cars
going. All
work.
right.
Now we're cooking
Oh,
with
here we go.
chlorine.
Now we're
Oh,
rolling.
that's not the way out. That's not the way out. All right.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. That's
So
good.
I've just driven through a pole.
It looks pretty good. Looks like it's in good condition.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Oh, I think this
So you're
guy's
a
gonna
ghost
come.
bus.
Can he just walk through my car? My bus? I just ran a red light.
What?
So we're gonna stop at this one.
To make
I'm
up
in
for
the
the last
middle of
one.
the
That makes
lane.
sense.
Yeah.
Officer, I stopped at the other one though. I don't see why I needed a ticket. I stopped at this one. Okay. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, the
I'm
bus
not
looks
seeing
great.
anything wrong here. I've seen Palm Tran operate like this. So. You're doing great.
That's a good point.
You're hired.
So in third person, it's very hard. It's very hard in third person to see.
Turns on a dime.
Just how much you're turning or not. Yeah, but I'm learning. I've never driven one before. I feel like I'm doing all right.
I mean, you've only hit a couple buildings, so you know. Now, is there a time limit?
There does not appear to be one.
No, there is not. You are on that route and you're running that route continuously.
Well, okay, now there's another H.
Yeah.
So I don't. I'm confused.
Oh,
Are
maybe
you
those
supposed
are
to
bus
stop at the
stops.
H's?
Okay, you need to begin your route by getting to the end of the route. So you can ignore the H's for now.
Yeah.
We are now, let's see, we're
that's kinda
we're
deep.
on the road. We're stopped in traffic at a red light because that's what happens when you're driving a bus. You
you get to red lights and you need to stop. Arguably, you're not entirely.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay, now you're going. You're trying to go around. All right. Driving against traffic for a little bit. All right. We're back on the road.
Do me a favor, and can you just try to mow a couple people down for me to see what happens?
You are in for a treat.
Oh boy!
About 13
We just saw it.
seconds.
Yeah, you went right through someone there. That's good.
Hunter really downplayed it.
Did you hear the glass shatter?
Now, it seems like the bus still has no damage. Does the bus ever take damage?
The bus is incapable of taking damage.
So
Yeah.
it's a God bus.
Just
like
like
real buses. It's a bus. It's God Bus. That's what we're dealing with here. This is God Bus Simulator 2012. All right. So the developer of this game is TML Edition, or TML Studios. It's a German-based company. They have 23 games beginning in 2008 with a game called Sunrise the Game. It's a very interesting looking graphic.
Whoa.
There's something about German-made games that you see it and you're like, yeah, that's a German-made game. Then they made a big
something
move
fast
into...
or run.
Probably all the German.
It's all the German in it, yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess the subtitle is in German. Then the studio made their big move into simulator games with World of Subways. Then they released Fern Bus Simulator, which I tried really hard to figure out what Fern Bus in German means. I think it translates to inner city bus. But they
To go back to the subways, though,
World
it'd
of
be
Subways,
the only
yeah.
thing more boring than this. It'd be like, what's
You
more boring
can't
than a
turn
bus?
left or
A
right.
bus on rails. Right.
But maybe
Yeah,
the operation's a little bit more complex.
They're pretty successful, and the reviews for that are a little better. Although I pulled up the trailer for World of Subways, and they use the same kind of static-y kind of thing.
So maybe their dream was to have like
So all
a
those
simulator for
screens on
everything.
their other
Yeah, that's their
games.
goal. They also released Dive to the Titanic game, which did pretty well.
I like how metal poles you can drive through, but not a tree.
It's taking the Grand Theft Auto approach to it.
All right, we're about to make our first stop.
All right, we're gonna get here. You're gonna need to come to a full and complete stop.
Gosh.
You cut that other bus off. Now we see
Oh, I
that you
have to
got
open the door.
deducted for early arrival, which is interesting because I've tried very hard in this game to distinguish what the time is. It seems like time does not move in this game. Like you started at a certain time, and that's what time it forever is. So you will be deducted for arriving early, no matter what.
Wait, really?
I hit insert. Yep.
Perfect.
I did
Then
that.
you'll need to open your doors, which you can click on the button there, or you can click 1 on number pad and 2 on number pad. Oh, it looks like he walked away, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so we
I
can't
was
give him
not
a
quick
ticket.
enough.
I'm not sure what happened, but he gave you some money and you weren't able to give him a ticket, so that's fine. So we'll continue on our route. So now that we're in a sim game, I looked into Moby Games, which Moby Games is a game directory that I really like. It lists 2,788 games under the managerial and business simulation category.
Wow.
It's a pretty broad category that includes anything from Tamagotchi games that were on console to Civilization games. I know, Hunter, you're busy letting passengers on your bus.
Terribly busy.
But Hunter or Carly,
I'm
or
trying. There
Hey,
you
I
go.
need to take us.
Hunter or Carly, or Tom or Frank, any sim games that you have fond memories of?
Oh, plenty.
So
Hit me
many.
with some. What do you guys
I
like? I
do
got a
love
giant
sim
list of my
games.
most interesting sim games here. What comes to mind for you guys?
I mean, The Sims.
The Sims, sure.
ultimate. Yeah. I grew up playing that. I think maybe that might have been my first video game.
Yeah.
I think it might have been. Yes, it was. Okay. So I played it. It was my sister's game. I wasn't allowed to play it. I snuck on the computer once my parents and everybody else went to bed. And I scared myself to death because I accidentally killed a sim.
Oh, God.
And the Grim Reaper comes out.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. And I was terrified, and I ran out of the computer room screaming and woke my mom up. And I symbolically took the game disc and broke it in half.
Oh, my God.
Because I was so scared of it.
That's a little drastic, Carly.
It was very drastic.
Wasn't even
I
your
was
game.
terrified. And then, yeah, I know. And then a week later, I went and bought it again.
Wow.
One, because I had to
Sure.
to replace my sister's
'Cause
games.
you broke
and
it,
also,
yeah.
I did start playing it again after that, and I loved it, and I'm addicted to it, and I still have The Sims on my computer.
Nice.
The newer one, but I love it. And now I purposefully kill my Sims.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not killing your Sims
Seriously,
for
it might have
reasons
been-
now, you're not playing The Sims right.
It might have been an age difference thing, but I
missed this stuff.
very early on. I knew about like Rosebud, how you could like pay and
Yes.
get rich,
Right.
But
Yeah.
I didn't like doing
Ka-ching.
that because it felt like cheating because it was cheating. So what I did was I did a family of 4 brothers. One brother just worked out. And he read, and he threw parties, and he made friends, because if you wanted to get a better career, you had to have a ton of friends for some reason.
Right.
So that's all
you
that
need
he would
8
do.
friends to become president.
Right. He didn't actually have a job. He would just do these things to better himself while the other 3 brothers worked. And then when we accrued enough money to move on, the brothers, they built an addition onto the house as kind of like a great job to us for all the work we've done. They filled it with
Sure.
furniture, and accidentally, because they were really wanting to celebrate, also fireworks. And they all died in a horrific accident, firework accident. And then the other brother, poised and ready, with the
total
surviving
accident.
brother, pretty much he got a promotion like every day he went to work, basically.
Yeah.
Like every day he would come home and like basically just became like an astronaut within a week, I think it was, or something.
Come home, read one logic book, and the next day you get a promotion.
Yeah. But the
It'd be nice
best,
if that's how it really worked.
one of the best jobs, and this is what the brothers were doing before, I don't know if you guys noticed, was actually making gnomes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So they would do woodworking, because you can sell the gnomes, and when you get like as good
was
as you can
$200
get, you can
each.
sell them. Oh yeah, hell yeah! So they just,
Yeah.
all 3 brothers just made gnomes, for like 24 hours a day, basically, while
Until
the other
they
brother,
died horrifically in a fire.
yeah, until they all died. Yeah, that's
In a completely accidental fire.
absolutely. And I did all of that just to avoid doing Rosebud.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I loved cheat codes. Rosebud, Ka-ching, Motherload, testing cheats enable true. I hacked all of my sim gaming.
Yeah, one of the more recent ones that came out, I forget which one it was, maybe it was 3, but I feel like they did something that really broke it. One of the devices that you could unlock, and it was something you could legitimately earn. It was a device. Every time you would use it, it had a chance of completely restoring all of your sim stats, or it would make them like piss their pants. But like, if you did it,
I don't know what that is.
yeah, if you did it though,
You're
like,
not
okay,
as
so they
up-to-date
piss
as
their
I
pants
thought.
and they're really upset. But then you just use the device again, and it has
I mean,
like
as you would be.
Right, yeah. You had a 50% chance of just restoring all your stats again. So there's no reason once you get that device not to consistently use it and never sleep. And this was the game that introduced generations. So your family, all your items in your house would continue on from one generation to another. Your sim would eventually die. So once you unlock that device, like there was no reason that you wouldn't just pass that on from family to family, and you essentially would never need sleep again. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like that kind of broke
so
it.
with testing cheats enabled true, you can actually, with your mouse, you just click on the bar where it shows you're in the red with sleep, and you just click and drag
Right,
it up
right.
to green.
Oh, you monster.
I'm sorry.
You printed the ticket, and
Oh my god.
I think you need to give them change still. So you need to look at your till
Oh,
and give
wow.
them 40 cents
hold
back.
on. Okay.
Can you
She gave me.
can you just shut the
this
door and
okay,
start
so I'm doing
driving?
this-
Any other sim games come to mind for you guys?
I played a lot of Zoo and Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Nice,
Along with,
absolutely.
Sim City. And I don't know if you would consider it a sim. I guess it's kind of more of like a grander RTS, but like Civilization.
Sure, yeah,
Those
they do have
kinds of-
Civilization.
So they do.
It's interesting what they included, at least in Moby Games, what they consider in that category. But yeah, some other games that they've got listed here. We have 18 Wheels of Steel, 5-star Hawaii resort. I pulled these because they seemed the most interesting. Agricultural Simulator, Airline Tycoon, Auto Dealership Tycoon, Championship Manager, Cinema Empire, which maybe is right up your alley, Hunter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Construction Simulator, which Construction Simulator is by the
also
same
up my
publisher.
alley.
Yeah. Coffee Tycoon, Cruise Ship Tycoon, Cycling Manager, which is managing like professional cyclists, Delivery Truck Simulator, Disco Tycoon, EVE Online. They considered a
I would 100%
Sim
consider
game.
that a sim game.
yeah, it's sim in that it's monotonous like driving a bus is and mining is. Fallout Shelter is technically a sim game. Farming Simulator, which is one of the most popular sim games.
So I think I have to restart the game. It looks like I've frozen.
Oh no, your whole game froze. That is something that I have heard about often, that people's Bus Sim 2012 will freeze, but it's something that I never experienced. It broke your computer. We're going to have to do an Alt-Control-Delete. Farming Simulator has been a popular one. It's had a 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 release. FIFA Manager is very popular. Soccer team managers are extremely popular in Germany in particular. Garbage Truck Simulator looked like an interesting one. Golf Resort Tycoon. There's a popular series, again, in Europe, I believe. That's Handball Manager.
So
You're still smashing
it
keys over
appears
there.
that, yeah, and what I'm worried about is I can't access anything, I can't do anything, and I don't want to restart because I cannot save Audacity.
Oh, shit. The game has broken your computer so bad.
It really has.
That's the real reason why Chris picked you, Hunter, just so you know.
Yeah,
Your
you
computer
wanted
is
to-
now destroyed.
This is literally the only thing I have to do.
It's gone now. He took it from you.
Now my
He
computer
took
is-
that from you.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Just the life of a bus driver.
Bus driver simulator
Always
almost
dealing-
ended us. Yeah, when people come onto your bus in this game, it seems like they either try and give you money for the bus ride you're giving them, or they just don't bother.
Yeah, so some people didn't even stop. I was like, oh man, I got 5 people. I don't know how to work this change machine. It felt like I was learning
They're getting free
my
rides.
coffee job all over again.
All right, so after the game destroyed Hunter's computer nearly,
Yeah.
we're back restarting in beginner mode. Actually,
on the
before you
bus.
jump on the bus, I will give you a little pro tip. We've got this one bus here, but there are a total of 2 buses in this game. The second bus, if you go to your little job board over there, if you walk up to that, you can select that you want to do the articulated bus.
All right, so I switched
Is the articulated bus the one that like bends in the middle?
Yes, it is.
You are 100% right. An
Yes, it
articulated
is.
bus is 2 buses that are joined together with a little bendy part in the middle, which should make driving 100% easier.
Let's do it.
They listed Kerbal Space Program as a sim game, a game that I know me and Tom have played,
Yeah.
about the futile attempt to make it to space.
Honestly, that game was so much fun.
Yeah, to see so
Because you
many
could-
rockets burn and kill so many Kerbal.
Well, and we were able to like do it where like you had a rocket that was like separated into like
Stages.
15 sections. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like you could make it where like each section would pop off and you get higher and higher and higher. It was pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun.
That's pretty
cool. It's a pretty cool game. A game, if you went to school in the late 90s, might have played on an Apple II, is Lemonade Stand, a tycoon lemonade
God.
game. That bring back some memories for anyone?
It did. It's up here also dating me, but yeah.
Dating all of us, that's all right.
Was Oregon Trail technically a tycoon or no?
Yeah, that's where I thought
they
you were
actually
going.
they call that a sim game. Yeah, that was listed. Or I think Amazon Trail was listed, but not Oregon Trail for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I killed so many animals in that game. And then like you'd go to hunt and basically kill like 150 deer, and it'd be like,
Yep.
you have 10,000 pounds of meat, but you could only carry 3.
Yeah.
And it would never tell you. It would never tell you what you could carry from the start, so I always felt so bad about that.
Yeah.
So you needed to get Duck Hunter instead.
Yeah, Duck Hunter doesn't care how many ducks
That
you
would
kill.
have been up your alley. Yeah. You just kill them for fun.
Mall Tycoon is another one. Monster Rancher was a game that came out on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those games I always saw at Blockbuster. I never played that one too much. You played that one, Frank?
I don't think I played the original. I think it was one of the ones on
Monster Rancher 2.
It was either 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know. It was for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And the cool part about that was you could summon monsters by putting in another disc.
Yeah.
So that was cool, And then there was like a cheat sheet online. Like,
that's a cool
you put in this CD and you get this monster. You put in this DVD, you get this monster. You put in this thing. Like that was the real cool part about.
That's a cool little fourth wall breaking thing.
Yeah, because you could do that with the PlayStation 2, And that's the thing with we used to do with like things like Grand Theft Auto, Vice City. You could be playing the game and you can eject the disc, and then your buddy could borrow it, and you keep playing. As long as you didn't leave a certain radius.
Oh yeah, that's right. Certain area.
So
yeah, they did a couple gimmicky things like that in original Metal Gear Solid. They would read other games that you have played, and in the torture scene,
when you fought Mantis,
yeah, he would tell you like, "Oh, I see you like you've played this, or you like this, or something." Yeah, it's like he was reading your mind, but it was reading off your memory card, whether save files you had. Yeah,
and wasn't that how like you beat him? Is if you put your memory card into like a different port. Like he wouldn't be able to tell?
You had to change your controller. You had to change your controller from port 1 to port 2. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You're jackknife and on top of another
You were
car.
on top of another
There's a
car.
countdown. What's that countdown
Car's going
for?
to disappear after a certain amount of time. So he will just drop. And now we should be able to back
What
up.
happened to the guy nobody
With
knows?
an articulated bus, it's tough. You're kind of jackknifed. You're in the bushes a bit, but yikes. Yeah, he's going to get back on the road. We won't worry about Hunter. We're going to keep talking about sim games as he tries to manipulate that bus. Plant Tycoon, which is a game about growing plants. Planet Coaster, which is a pretty successful, most recent coaster simulator game. Police Simulator. Sounds like a fun one.
Oh.
Playboy Simulator was a PS2 game about taking on the role of virtual hef and managing sexy parties. And Porno Studio Tycoon, which is a business sim with rich economic model, flexible configuration of movie production, and complex casting with other features.
Now, what year was that put out?
It has beautiful. Does it sound familiar? No. It has beautiful graphics and no sexually explicit content, which was a big move on their part. That's a 2017 game.
Wow.
Yep.
That is hilarious.
It's more focused on the
goat simulator
business.
with no goats.
It is 100% business simulator, it says. It just happens to be that the background is a porno studio. There are 5 prison tycoon games.
Do any of the prison ones allow you to be the prisoner? I don't want to break out
Prison
though. I want to just like
Architect is a
I just
really
want to
good
do
one.
my time and like try to get out early.
Well, so The Escapist is a series. There's a Escapist 1 and 2, and I suppose you could, if you really wanted to, just not escape. So yeah, there's a version of that. Prison Architect is a game that I've played. I really enjoyed Prison Architect. It's about building the prison and expanding it and getting more and more prisoners and just controlling people's lives and making sure they can't escape my grasp. There's nothing to read into with that. Railroad Tycoon is another tycoon sim. Supermarket Tycoon, Tabloid Tycoon sounded kind of interesting. Thoroughbred Tycoon, which is about breeding horses, obviously. Tropico, which is a favorite of mine. Love me a good Tropico game about being a dictator and controlling a little island.
What about Grandma Simulator, aka This War of Mine?
I don't think they consider that a sim game, but
That's not a sim
definitely.
game, but
It's a great game.
spend a lot of time on it.
Let's see. And my last 2 are Wall Street Trader 2000 and Flight Simulator. Glancing back at Hunter's screen here, have you gotten out of that jam you're in yet? It seems like you're still.
Feel like I'm almost there.
He's working his way in and out of these trees.
Hey, there we
And
go.
I feel like
think
the
he's
Wall
got his
Street
way out.
Trader could be kind of cool if you were really trying to learn. You know what I mean? You're like, I want to get into day
Sure.
trading, and like, what would that be like? Like a bunch of these things. I feel like if you wanted to learn a trade you could do this and then go into that interview. And I don't think you'd say like, oh, I did Bus Simulator for a while, but you should walk in and just probably do better, you know? Like you would perform better than most people.
I think that when you get to a level of sophistication like Microsoft's Flight Simulator and some other simulators, maybe not this one. Yeah, there is an argument to be made that this is a simulator. You're learning the bus in particular, not necessarily doing it for the entertainment value, right? And I have yet to tell you guys, every game that we do nowadays, I've kind of set the standard and would be letting everyone down if I didn't do this, has a reward. And the reward for this is something that I've just sent to the group chat. It is the shortest bus. It is a 3D model printed tiny little bus. I believe the 3D model was a North American bus. Short. But any guesses on what is the highest rated sim game on Steam?
I would guess it would be...
I mean, Kerbal Space Program is probably pretty highly rated.
That's true. It probably is.
Farming Simulator.
What I did was based off the word simulator in it.
Oh, okay. I want.
Is it Goat Simulator?
I think it would be an airplane.
But it's probably
Goat Simulator didn't come up. The highest rated one with 97% on Steam, 97% recommended. Wow, your bus is doing some pretty wild things. We're looking at jackknifed and you're sort of just traveling sideways across the screen.
That's not how you drive buses?
Oh my gosh.
What's the highest rated?
Euro Truck Simulator 2 is the winner for the highest rated simulator game.
Wow.
Next is Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which is the game that's been on my wish list for a while. Steamroll a car.
It looked like he was eating
climbed
it.
over that car.
Now he's asserting dominance.
It wouldn't let me change gears because my vehicle wasn't completely stopped because it was on top of another car that was moving.
I mean, that's just the rules.
Oh, there you gobbled it up.
So we've kind of addressed it a bit before, but what does a piece of software have to do to become a game? Is this a game? As we're watching Hunter slowly plow through car by car, trying to get his articulated bus down the road.
I honestly think for something to be a game, it just has to be fun, right? And that is entirely subjective, which basically just means that, like, anything can be a game, right?
Yeah. If escaping in Bus Simulator is a game, maybe, or is it enjoyable to someone, maybe that's a game.
Yeah. That's what it would be for me. I don't think it has to appeal to any more than one person.
You're saying this isn't fun?
I wish I had lost. I'm going to return it and use the funds to buy you that totally realistic
accurate battle simulator
war. Yeah, because this is just this is awful. I've spent most of the time just hitting forwards, backwards, page up, and page down.
Yeah,
like it's for how realistic this is. That's all I'm doing.
I think that's your problem. You haven't been trying to steer.
You've been shifting.
That's true. I can't stay on the road
You've
long
just been
enough
shifting
to
and hitting the accelerator, right?
Yeah, so this game is technically scoring you. I have read that it does give you a report. And we mentioned briefly that it does actually, on expert mode, it rates you in that you put your driver card in and it will rate how long you've been driving. And it will, if you don't take a break within a certain amount of time, it does score you poorly because of that. So that's the level of simulation fun that it's offering, whether you're adhering to your bus schedule.
I love like the Fallout series. I love RPGs and that kind of stuff. But whenever they do like a survival mode, it completely ruins the game for me. Like I don't find having to eat every 5 minutes in the game or having to drink or having to sleep or too many restrictions.
Yeah.
Too realistic. Then it's like I already have to eat so many times a day. Like I don't want to have to do that in a game.
Right.
Too realistic. Like this is too realistic. You know.
It turns out being a bus driver in this fictional town in Germany is not fun.
It's not a real town?
I've driven a total of 7 kilometers in the last.
Nobody knows how far that is. How could you even? Who could say?
There's no way to know.
There's no way to know. Astragon Entertainment GmbH
Catchy Name is the name of the publisher. It's been merged with several other companies. That's where all those random words came from. They merged with the Vertibus GmbH, two tech giants coming together, maybe. They've been publishing games since 2001 with a focus on simulation games. Some of their highlight reel is in Nipplegate. The player takes the role of a fashion designer, Julio Fernandez Cortez da Silva, who undertakes his first big show, but there's a big problem. The dresses tend to slip and expose naked skin. So the gameplay is to spot scenes on the catwalk that you can scroll left and right, and you have to watch the models, and when they expose things, you click on the uncovered part to set it right. And he also has to give cold drinks to people in the audience when they get too hot or faint. Both actions reward points. And that's the gameplay for that game, one of their first games. Very exciting stuff.
Wow.
There was a picture of a lady running on that.
Who comes up with it?
You've abandoned your bus. Oh, no.
He's going to start a life somewhere else. Can you steal a car? Can you hijack a car?
Oh, you're clipping
pushed
through.
a car on his
Hunter
side.
is now on foot running through vehicles.
No, he almost rolled it over. Oh, there he goes.
I'm trying.
A game called Krot focuses on a member of the Murhun family. He has to save the day as mutant octopuses from outer space have invaded a once quiet and cozy turtle bay and are freezing the other turtles. Using mines and rockets, you have to defend your town to stop the octopus invasion.
So you're a turtle?
You are a turtle in
Okay.
Turtle Bay.
You piqued my interest.
Schwimmbad Tycoon is a typical tycoon game where a player is responsible for the financial success of his property, in this case, a swimming bath. In the free playing mode, the player has an empty space to his disposal in which he builds things like swimming pools or water syringes, which I don't know what that means, in which to hopefully draw customers in. He can also design his own water slides.
I'm having much more fun.
Can you jump in that
exploring this
dumpster?
world
On foot. You're just running around
checking
now.
out the textures.
So this game does use the Havoc engine. It's one of the most popular 3D engines out there. Over 600 games use it, from Age of Empires to Assassin's Creed to BioShock to Call of Duty. And Bus Simulator 2012 obviously is a proponent of that engine as well. We mentioned this game has a beginner and expert mode. Very little difference. Did you feel a lot more guided in the beginner mode,
I mean,
Hunter?
it definitely just sets you up. Like, everything's on the left-hand side, and you can just hit the keys in order.
And tells you
like,
press insert
it really
now,
made it
press
like
P
someone
now,
who, someone who plays this game for fun and not for torture, could definitely like pop in the bus and be like, P, enter P, Q, whatever, and get the bus going and on the road. And I could see how like they might, if they enjoyed driving a bus.
That's something
like,
you enjoy.
You know, it could feel like, I get into my car key, turn on the music,
Sure.
do this, check the lights, wait for the pressure to build so you can close it. Like, I could see that, but like I didn't find any part of this game. Like, I found it fun, ironically, in the same way that I found Goat Simulator fun all those years ago. Just because it's weird, it's unique in how like detailed.
Like, why focus so much on how many buttons this bus has when like I'm not having fun?
Yeah.
It's fascinating
And
what someone has made.
it just leads me to believe that like this game caught on, because I do remember like Truck Simulator, Bus Simulator, Train Simulator, all of them being made fun of online, which leads people to buy them out of
Satire.
like, spite, or again, ironically,
Out of spite.
and which leads more people to say, "Hey,
I hate that idea so much. I'm buying it.
I can make money."
Yeah.
Yeah, I can make money throwing together a half-assed simulator.
We just saw you run into the water and it has reset your player. Okay. Yeah, I think there's value in some games that appear monotonous, that, it's fine to just use a game as an escape, Like, I'm sure some of us put TV shows on and just kind of zone out. There's no different for a video game. I do that with Stardew Valley sometimes. I just put it on and like I don't really care what I achieve. Like, here's one day I made a certain amount of money, whatever. It's a good stress reliever. So if someone's gonna want to do a bus simulator, if they feel like they get themselves pumped up that they're great at this game and they want to relieve some stress, go for it. Whatever. I guess that's a game.
Totally. Yeah, I understand that sentiment. Like, I have TV shows that I just put on and kind of mindlessly, like, sit there and I might do something. Yeah,
I wouldn't even say like they're good TV shows, right? Like it's nice to put on bad TV shows and just zone out. So here's a bad game. Yeah. So now that we've viewed quite an hour and a half maybe of Bus Simulator 2012, what do you guys think of this game experience? The graphics, the sound. What do you think?
I mean, it's pretty terrible. The graphics are bad. It looks like light doesn't affect things the way it should. It's very clearly not a high graphics game.
AAA title here we're playing with. It's the gameplay you could get into, performing the tasks of a bus driver.
I think it's too much. As soon as you had to input the details of your route into the thing, that's where you lost me. I was like, nah, that's too much paperwork for me, boss.
It genuinely shocked me, and I was laughing out loud when I had to put in my driver number and password to start the bus. Anything you guys think we experienced in this game that's worth any kind of reboot? We've asked this question before with other games. Like, if you were to bring it into 2020, do you see something here that's like, well, they could use this and they could make this into a good game?
I guess the answer to that is no, but does the idea, like the very concept of you're driving a car or a bus and you're picking people up, like Crazy Bus could be fun.
An arcade version of it, yeah.
Bus Simulator, I don't think you could reboot this game in a true fashion and put anything in it that would make it good that wouldn't change the overall concept of the game from like, oh, it's a bus simulator to, oh, it's a crazy driving simulator where you get points for flipping the bus upside down.
So this is the perfect version of this game is like Flight Simulator by Microsoft, right? They have like hundreds of airplanes in their game, and they each have very detailed different cockpits, and they react differently to your controls. If this had like a bunch of different buses in it, maybe that would be the best version of this game. But man, that's a niche, right? It's not going to appeal to everyone.
Yeah.
And like the buses, I think maybe you're onto something there where like if they put more into the buses and like, oh, this bus goes
this bus looks
fast,
way different. Yeah.
Well, then you're gonna love Bus Simulator 18.
Flight Simulator is something 99% of people don't get to do, which is like operate a plane.
Yeah.
And sure, 99% of people don't get to drive a bus, but they do drive cars. Daily.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know. Bus Simulator 18. There's multiplayer, so I think that's a real game changer.
Oh, is there?
And you can see puddles on the road. So
let's jump into the critic reviews for this game. This game holds no review on Metacritic. It snuck right past the reviewers there. So we don't have anything to say. Although the 2016 release of this game, which also did very poorly, not so much different than this game, holds a 46 on Metacritic. For 2012 version, the one that we're playing here, though, 20% of the ratings on Amazon are 5-star. And I've pulled a bunch of Steam reviews here. I'm going to send them to you guys individually here. And yeah, Tom, what review do you have there?
So this one's from Xanix in 2016. It says, this was the game I was looking for, but it is many glyphs. Like if passengers enter the bus from the front door, they walk and they're stuck there, but then you have to restart the vitchel. But nice game.
yeah.
Frank, what you got over there?
This one's from Dark Wharf Warful. I don't know. 2014. So 2 years after this came out. Yeah, a little time to percolate. Says, very good bus sim. It taught me how to be a bus driver, and now I live a happy life of driving a bus. Smiley face emoji.
I love if it would be like really bad bus sim. I now learned how to drive a tank. Like that's
oh God. I hope he didn't learn from this. All right, and Carley, what review do you have over there?
This is from Danny Janman. With a mixture of common sense and user manual articulation, this is a very playable game. In fact, the best of the whole bus sim world out there. Of the sensitivities and key bindings actually feel like big, heavy buses being fed round urban corners. The driving with the wheels behind you takes some practice, but once you have it and are confidently driving, it's a dream. You feel like a bus driver. You feel like there's a world around you where going on, and you feel like it's all there whether you are or not. The point of these... I can't read this.
It's like the world would go on without you. Do you ever feel like that? The world would go on without you.
Yeah.
And I want a simulator to show me that the world would go on without me.
Wow.
It sounds like his first video game ever.
Yeah. I think he doesn't know what games are. All right. So... the point of these games is to be a driver, not a transport empire baron like the newer games have you be. The point of being a good prosumer simulation game is to mix real-world accurate operational procedure with a bit of shortcut and ease in doing so, because at the end of the day, you're only playing a game. Bus Simulator 2012 does that better than the rest.
Yeah. Wow.
End of review.
That's deep. End of the day,
He's
it's just
really
a game.
feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I can't say that I agree, but I am so happy for him that he had such a great time with it.
All right. And Hunter.
All right, so this is a review from Namaste, and it's a clever play on the word, because it's like, no, I'm going to stay.
Nah, I'm going to stay.
And I'm going to read this in the same way that I feel like he either emoted it out loud or in his head. And I will appropriately bleep, because there's quite a few of them. Don't get in the bus. It's a trap. The real game is in the streets. You want to be a one-man wrecking crew? This is your game. Teach those cars a lesson by walking directly into them and flipping them the over. Doors? Who the uses doors? I walk into your car. I don't give up. I'll flip your car over at any pedestrians on the street who think they'll report my player codes and passwords to use the bus. I am the bus. Bus Simulator 2012 isn't about driving a bus. It's about becoming one. So become a bus and start f***ing up before you get your f***ed up by one.
That's about the essence of it. You guys discovered that you can become the bus in this game. You can nearly flip cars by walking into them on foot.
The only thing you can't do is carry
This guy
passengers
knows
on your
what this
back.
game is about.
All right, guys. So, I was going to say Garbage Simulator. That's a different game. This is Bus Simulator 2012 for our Garbage Valley scores. A quick explanation of the Garbage Valley scores. You can rate a game on a 0 to 10 scale, 0 being worthless, irredeemable,
Frank,
complete
are you
waste
listening?
of time.
Yes, I'm listening, Tom. All right. Negative 10,
He knows how to
obviously.
rate games.
You can flip cars.
You can rate a game being 0, which is completely worthless, irredeemable, waste of time. 10 being your masterpieces like Red Dead Redemption or Skyrim. But some games can be so bad that they circle back around to being enjoyable. That's why we go into the negatives on Garbage Game Night. For a game that isn't worthless because you're getting some amount of enjoyment out of it for all the wrong reasons, you can go into the negatives. So a negative 10 and a positive 10 are giving you the same amount of enjoyment, but one because it's oh so bad and one because it's oh so good. So guys, what are your Garbage Valley scores?
I'm going to give it a 1.
A 1, a positive 1. All right.
Yeah. Positive 1.
No explanation
I
needed.
feel like
just a
that's
1.
generous.
No, okay. So like
Positive, Tom?
a true 0. Yeah, well, because no, I don't think it messed anything up. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it just isn't fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I don't think if they did some, it's not like they did anything wrong enough where, no, I just think it's just not fun.
It did everything it set out to be.
It just turns out that that's
it's
not
just
fun.
not a good concept. It would be like if nobody enjoyed owning a theme park, so Roller Coaster Tycoon was like the most boring game.
It's like, wow, yeah, no, that's accurate, but wow, it's not fun.
I think if you went in being like, I want a bus simulator, and you really cared about that, like you're getting what you want. It's there. It just sucks. It's not fun.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just nobody wants a bus simulator.
That's why I'm giving it. That's why I'm giving it a 1.
All right, Frank, what you got over there?
I'm gonna have to go. Now, it was hard because I really despised it as a whole, But
and all you got to do was watch, yeah.
Yeah, I was like trapped, I was like in prison. The only things, really fun for me was the ability to almost flip a car, when you're outside, on your barefoot, when you're just walking on the streets. Mm-hmm. That's to me amazing. And then also the fact that you could just run over cars and flip them and then, land on them and they just disappear.
I think he's up to like a -8 so far.
Yeah, but then everything else is just so boring. And you have to give change to so many people. And you have to type in so much stuff. And you need to write down all these things.
Yeah.
And I can't endorse any of that. And I'm going to have to go with a -2. And it just gets too, to me, it should be a 0.
Lowest score, I think.
It's a 0 trash. Trash
Wow.
0.
Wow, Frank.
Wait, you actually go with a 0?
No, but a -2 just because of the two little fun aspects of it.
Okay.
Wow, Frank,
But
for the first time ever, I feel like you did this right.
Yeah, Tom, you gave it a positive. All right, Tom, so I'm a little upset with you right now.
I think I'll have to go to -1. I last time you called me out on how much time I had played Dragon Slayer, and I'm like, okay, I should have more than like 40 minutes playing this game, so it was painful for me to boot it up and get on my route again. But I did it. Like I learned the route, and I stopped through I got through my entire route picking up and dropping off passengers, and at the end of it, I was like, that was miserable. So it's entertaining in that, like I said, I was laughing at the prospect of the first time I tried to start the bus. It was so complicated, and I was putting in my passwords and stuff, so that's funny. But man, it's painful. So yeah, I'll go with a -1. Carley, how are you feeling over there?
Ooh, all right. I was prepared to say true 0. It's just utter garbage. But I would, after hearing your compelling statements, I would say maybe -1 is fair. I think it could be valuable to somebody out there. Somebody could gain enjoyment from it or just find it interesting or just be willing to let it consume some free time. But I didn't like it. Was not wooed. Not the simulator for me.
All right. And the man who actually played the game, Hunter, how do you feel?
All right. I'm cracking my knuckles. So I'm going to go... I have to go +1.
Okay.
And here's why.
All right.
As I first started the game, obviously you were like, oh, bus simulator, and my heart sank, and I was like, I'm already in quarantine. Why are you torturing me even more? But there was this tinge of excitement because I think for flight simulators, which we talked about a couple times, the beginning for me is exciting because I'm like, I'm working my way up to, I'm doing what I have to do to get this plane off the ground. I'm hitting the right switches. I'm doing this. I'm monitoring that. And I enjoy that. And when it very first started, I was like, okay, like we're going to get this like bus on the road. Like I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it in order. I like that. It's almost like build orders in StarCraft. Like I'm going to do this. I'm going to get that. And then I'm going to get that. It's like goals, and I like that in games. But the game went to shit so quickly. And it just, it like, that's the main thing is that when you do a flight simulator, you get to take off and you get to fly and you can do whatever you want.
That's a good point.
That's a great point. We had a lot of fun while we were sitting like in the cockpit trying to get the bus on.
And that's why I have to go +1 because I can't say it's a -1 because it's not so bad that it's good in any way.
That's exactly how I felt.
It only has one minor good part.
There was a buildup of trying to get the bus on, and then you leave the station, and then you realize the controls are absolute garbage, and it's not fun to drive a bus.
Yeah, like if I didn't have you telling me what to do, I could have spent an hour trying to get that bus like going and figuring it out on my own, and I probably would have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you get out there, it's like, nope, wait, this is not fun at all. It's not so bad it's good. You already asked the other question too, but I really think there is no redeeming this game other than just like play a flight simulator.
Right. Or make it as in-depth as a flight simulator. Yeah. All right. Well, that's Bus Simulator 2012. My intent for this was that was a very short episode because it was just one person playing a bus simulator, and how long could that last? That lasted a lot longer than I expected, though. So my notes here say, I can hear you guys now, but that was really short. We didn't get to play. But hang on, everyone. I've got a special treat for you guys. For the first time ever, we're doing a double header on Garbage Game Night, a bit of a palate cleanser from Bus Simulator 2012. We're not doing a deep dive into this game like we usually do. We're just tipping our grimy little toes into this. And I've got an experience that we can all get into the action with. While I was reviewing monotonous sim games, I found one more extremely poorly reviewed game that is made by the same publisher, or at least one of those like conglomerate studios that it merged with, Aerosoft GmbH. This game is the first simulator to realistically reflect the working life of a police officer on the German Autobahn. You take the role of enforcing law and order on Europe's fastest road. I give you
the
Autobahn Police Simulator. Hold on, let me link it in the group chat.
Oh my God.
All right, so go ahead and click into the store page here.
Oh my God, it's free.
This game is free for the next 12 hours, so everybody can download this game.
Sweet.
We'll have about 30 to 45 minutes of playing Autobahn Police Simulator. This game has an overall rating of mostly negative, with 31% positive and 25% positive in the last 30 days since it's been free. As long as you download it, it'll be free for the rest of your life, which is a blessing.
Obviously.
All these really negative reviews.
Is this multiplayer at all? Or no?
It is absolutely not multiplayer. It is a single player experience. Just you and the road.
Lame.
Hunter's putting in our same profile name, Spoiled Milk.
Really quick, guy. Just hold shift and then D and just kind of run in a circle. It just like...
you're leaning so far into it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you run in a circle, you sprint in a circle, your character's leaning at like 45 degrees.
It's amazing.
This is already better than the other one just because the actual driving is...
Not a
God,
bus.
you can give them a fine.
Yeah.
You can give people fines.
You can check driver.
Oh, I am going the wrong
Give them
way.
a warning.
Yeah. So you already
You can
pulled
arrest
someone
and take
over,
into
Frank?
custody?
All right, so Frank already pulled someone over and is talking to him.
I question them. They're being weird. They don't have their documents right with them.
Yeah, so there's lots of questions you can ask someone once you pull them over. You get out of your car, you walk up to them. I'm watching Hunter right now. He's pulling up behind a car. He's got to apply his handbrake and turn his engine off and then get out of the car and walk up to the car.
God.
I love how my partner does not care that I'm crashing into like every guardrail. She's just like chilling.
I asked for the breakdown triangle. She said, "No, I'm not going to dig out every stupid little thing from my car."
Whoa.
My response
Excuse me,
is,
miss.
"Dear me, here's someone in a really bad mood. If you can't or won't show me the warning triangle, I'm unfortunately going to have to make a note of that."
Yikes. Dear me.
First aid kit?
Yeah, first aid kits are
Oh my
apparently
gosh.
required. And that's, you can walk around to the trunk, pop the trunk, and make sure they have that.
Checking
can't-
tire
I don't get
pressure.
out.
Oh, you broke your view.
I'm stuck in hell. I'm stuck in trunk hell.
Oh, there's some apples in here, but is that some heroin too?
Ooh, apples and heroin?
It's just
It
apples.
keeps moving the
there's
camera
a
angle.
there.
I'm just going to...
Oh, it's completely broken.
I feel like I just have to arrest her, maybe.
Because the
I'm
camera
definitely-
angle's broken.
I'm not pulling anybody over without arresting.
So
them,
yeah,
so.
Autobahn Police Simulator is a game in which you start in your car, you get in your car, and you can drive down the road. And right now we're the first task and campaign is to inspect vehicles. So we're inspecting some vehicles. You scan them as you're driving, which I'm not sure which exact police tech that is.
But then you flag them over and you can go through this battery of questions about what kind of documents they have on them. And you can ask them questions if anything's suspicious. You can arrest them or give them a fine. I'm watching Frank, who's accidentally opened his hood.
I did it on purpose, okay?
Okay.
Oh, and it resets.
Oh, you crashed. You did too much chaos?
Does it only have a certain
Well, you do have
Yeah, I caused too much
You
chaos.
have a chaos meter in the top. It's that percentage meter. When you drive against oncoming traffic or tap a vehicle, that will increase your chaos meter.
Is anyone else just fishtailing the entire way you drive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm awful at driving games. Just absolutely terrible.
Oh, okay. So here's my issue. I got something happen here. It says something. I got an exclamation point. It says Fulgen. I don't know what Fulgen means. I think this guy is a bad guy. But I don't know how to pull
Fulgen?
over.
I'll look it up for you.
F-O-L-G-E-N.
Well, you got to hit your function keys, which one of them allows you to scan.
Oh, this fucker is trying to pull off the road. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Sick son of a bitch. Take him downtown.
What does Fulgen mean? We don't know what he is.
Okay, I looked it up.
Rapist?
Fulgen, F-O-L-G-E-N, translates to consequences.
Oh. So there's consequences going on in the car ahead of me. How do I pull him over? Switch on my
You gotta go to
siren?
functions and then police tools. And then
F5,
flag down
F6,
vehicles.
F6.
So flag down
flag
vehicle is
down.
what you're looking for.
I got him. Okay.
Pull over!
Pull him over, baby. Oh.
I didn't even smash into him. What happened?
All right, I'm arresting
You're
this
arresting
one
her?
For no reason. Yeah, for
You're
no
drunk
reason.
with power.
It says, hello, do you know why we
Monkey
pulled you
bitch.
over? She goes, I'm sorry, I have no idea. And it says, I pulled you over because ... And I was thinking to myself, I don't know either.
It is completely within your power to stop holding the accelerate button.
Yeah, but I had a criminal that I
I said,
needed
have you
to-
taken any drugs? And she said, what? Me? No way. Drugs are for losers. And I said, now that's an honest answer. Stay with that attitude.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has the same dialogue.
Oh, this bitch doesn't have her owner's certificate? She's fucked.
Yeah, no one does.
I asked for her owner's certificate. She says she doesn't have it. And I said, now I'm yelling at her.
I just clipped myself over the guardrail, so I'm in the grass. now.
Oh, I'm watching
And I'm
you.
running
Yeah,
right
that's...
Well, you can turn your
into
police
invisible
sirens on.
walls.
Wow.
Oh, wow, it resets you and you're still off the road.
The shortcut costs 10 minutes? What does that mean? How do I get home?
You still have someone in the back, Tom? Or Frank?
Yeah, I don't know how to get home.
He's definitely gotta be up to no good.
Oh, okay, we're profiling someone, all right.
Look at him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a creep.
Yeah, he's a junkie.
Yeah.
He's got that look in his eye.
Oh, he doesn't have his owner's certificate either.
He looks like a mannequin, or a marionette.
Oh.
He's a yellowish white, and he's got very rosy cheeks. All right, so Carley's on 2 vehicle checks of 3. From the trailer of this game, it looks like there are some... Look, there's a vehicle pileup, like a 15-car collision or something that you're investigating. So there's some more interesting things rather than just flagging down random vehicles. I haven't seen them yet, but supposedly they're out there. I've heard many people say that the most interesting part is the trailer for this game.
Whenever it gives me a specific mission to find a vehicle, it always seems to be behind me, and there's no way for me to turn
Because if you drive
around.
against traffic, it causes
Unless
chaos.
I want to just drive
Yeah,
on the
like,
wrong side of the road.
All the medians are like, they got things there. There's no U-turn spots
No.
anywhere.
So how am I supposed to go get to that vehicle?
All the cars are gone now. It's just me on the road.
All right, Tom, I'm watching you do your 3rd pullover here.
Oh no.
That's right.
Tom's doing it by the books. Shutting that engine off, getting out of the car, checking out this Volkswagen Golf. It's funny how every car on the Autobahn is a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I flipped over to your screen, Hunter, and you just T-boned a car and just left it. You just kept driving.
I mean, what am I supposed to do for them?
They're behind you now. You have to look forward.
He's not there, Mom.
This is the Autobahn. It's the fastest road on Earth, right? It feels like everyone's doing like a mild 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're really behaving. It's upsetting.
Oh my gosh, you lodged yourself in the median between either side of the median, and you're just driving between
here
the
we
2
go.
barriers. You can't turn left or
Here we
right.
go. This will kill me.
Ooh, This lady just tested positive for drugs.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
What drugs? All the drugs?
She's on speed.
Speed? Oh my gosh.
Right. We're gonna make an
She's
arrest.
doing the amphetamines.
Maybe I can just get hit by a car. There we go.
Yes, getting out of your car and being hit by a car does cause the most amount of chaos.
Okay, good. I'm now walking in the road attempting to get myself killed.
You got to be shifty, though. They may try and stop for you.
There's no exits on this road.
You get hit
Well, there are
on
exits.
foot
They just lead to
and
other
a
highways.
little pop-up screen comes up that says, you've caused too much chaos. And it'll just reset you back to your police station.
So here's a question. I'm at the police station.
Yeah, you need to get into your car, I believe, and then get out of your car.
Oh, because I killed myself in order to get back.
You committed police-assisted
Suicide.
suicide.
I'm right on top of it. That's the problem.
Spin the camera around.
Can you move the camera?
Yeah,
Wait,
you get-
how do you spin a camera?
Hold down right-click, probably?
Oh my God. Game changer. Perfect. I got an achievement. Perfect day shift.
Yeah, it was perfect.
I only wrecked 6 cars.
What you experiencing over there, Tom?
Well, I'm going to have to navigate these German roads in order to get to the accident.
There's no telling where the exits off the highway are.
I don't know how to get there. It's not like it's giving me GPS. It's just like vaguely being like,
Oh, I've had enough of this. This is...
You've got
That was a lot of work.
You've got the full picture of what
it's
it is.
exhausting being a police officer.
Wait a second. I just saw that
Okay.
Hunter relaunched Bus Simulator 2012.
Oh, no. I didn't. I oh, it's because it's still open.
Oh, it's still running in the background.
Yeah,
You can't close
You
it.
can't
It's
ever
hell.
leave Bus
it
Simulator.
was.
Police Autobahn Simulator has only one official review logged in Metacritic. It's a review in German, 37 out of 100.
oh no, no, you can't. That can't happen. Nicked
Oh my
something,
God.
and I.
Okay, listen, Tom. You have to find like a hill and you
sweet
can
jump.
jump
You can do
over. I had to do that. You got to drive till you see like a hill or something.
Translated by Google, it reads as worse than the police allowed. Germany is a simulator country. In the fairway of successful agricultural and truck simulations, German traffic policemen also come to use their video games. The test reveals just how exciting and entertaining the virtual career is. What, is that a pedestrian ramp you're going to drive up?
No, jump that hill
what it's
over there.
for.
I know. I see the.
That's what that hill's for.
I see the hill.
Over there.
I'm a little intimidated by it.
It's an obvious ramp. Oh, he's gonna go on foot. You can't jump though. I don't think you could jump. I feel like your car could
Wait,
maybe
there's
fit
the
there.
accident, everybody.
You can see it?
It looks like a person's laying in the road from
Oh,
here.
man. That would have been so cool if we could have gotten there.
Now, Chris, are there any playthroughs of this? Like, does anyone ever speedrun this game?
I don't see anything that looks like that. It's pure hot garbage.
It's pure hot
No one
garbage.
speed runs this. Yeah. No one speed runs
guys.
garbage.
I mean, I don't blame them.
All right, Tom, build up speed, buddy. I believe
You
in
gotta
you.
clear that wall
Got this.
so we can all go home. Do it for the Gipper.
I'm so tired now. I'm just so. This is like making me extra delirious.
I believe I can touch the
I
sky.
didn't even.
Oh, let me line up.
Don't ruin
wanna-
it for us, though, Tom. We're
Yeah.
watching 10 seconds behind.
What the hell, man?
Every night and day.
Yeah. So yeah,
Play it cool no matter what
you gotta
happens.
play cool, man.
Fly away. Okay.
All right. Tom
okay.
is aiming for this little ramp to try and jump over a wall to get back on the highway so he can see an accident.
It's not. Where's he going? Oh no.
Okay. Okay.
No,
All right.
that's
I'm hitting the gas.
This is.
That doesn't sound
Wait a minute.
encouraging.
Well, it's hard to line up when you don't start head on.
All right. There's one more thing we can do.
Okay.
I'm doing
Tom,
the
just
ramp.
Go to the
That's
ramp.
what I'm
Go to
doing.
the ramp.
That's what I'm
Okay,
doing.
Go head on to the ramp.
I'm going to send a couple of reviews for Garbage Game Night to you guys. Or sorry, a couple of reviews for, not Garbage Game Night, a couple of reviews for Autobahn Police Simulator to you guys.
This show is terrible.
There's Tom's running through the fields trying to find the way into the accident, but he won't find it. No, I pulled a bunch of negative reviews for Autobahn Police Simulator. And Carley, what do you have there?
This enlightening review is from Sam. Got it for free, and I still want money for playing it. It's trash.
That's
End of
right.
review.
Frank, what do you have over there?
This one is from someone named Fredo. I have a dear friend of mine named Fredo. So this is really touching my heart. And I feel like this is something he might actually say.
Right.
So the review goes, it would be easier for me to become an actual cop. And I feel like that's true.
Yep. And Tom, what review do you have over there?
It's okay. This is by Manly Meat Man.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Autobahn Police Simulator is a shockingly bad game. I'm truly impressed with how many basic mechanics either barely function or function in a bizarre and unexpected way. Driving or walking in a straight line is actually a challenge, something that nearly every game executes perfectly. Without even touching on the actual gameplay, this is one of the worst games I have ever played. The game claims to be very realistic, yet the daily life of an Autobahn policeman in this game is stopping 3 cars for a vehicle inspection and then clocking out. The dialogue system is terrible, as most prompts have only a few different responses that are possible. The bar for being bad at your job is extremely low. You can get in dozens of accidents every day as long as you have 30 seconds in between each one. Even with these huge technical issues, the game would be good to goof around in if it wasn't so horribly boring. It really turns it from fun garbage to soul-sucking garbage. The first 10 minutes are fun, followed by crushing boredom. If you can get it for free, it's worth 15 minutes of play at max. Buying this game is one of the worst decisions you could make.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't
that about
disagree.
sums it up.
Yeah.
That's our
agree.
palate cleanser for the evening.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. While this isn't a full dive into this game, any closing thoughts on Autobahn Police Simulator?
The one thing I actually kind of did like about it was you could open up all the doors individually, you know? That was
Sure.
in like the trunk and stuff. Like that was kind of neat, you know?
You could just
'cause,
walk
like,
up into a stranger's car and open their doors.
Yeah, well, you
You
know.
like the sense of power that gave you?
Well, it's just like one of those, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto or whatever. If you want to go to a car, it's like you hit the button and you get into, you know what I mean? It's kind of like an automated
Sure.
thing. This one's like you can open the door and you can get in the car. You cannot get in the car, but you just open the door. You know, I don't know. That was it.
Okay,
That was
yeah,
literally the one thing.
That was the only thing
Well,
that
actually,
this
honestly,
game had.
I really do like it when you run around in a circle and like you're going at a 45 degree angle.
You
That
really
is-
lean into it,
Yeah, that is legit hysterical. And also, when you are arresting anybody, when they come out, they're like their character is all like monkey looking. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
that's
bizarre
funny,
model
but
proportions.
it's just it's so bad. And the driving, if that's how it is really laid out in Germany, I never want to go to Germany. I would just you can't drive like that. There's no proper way to get
there's
around.
no way to get off the Autobahn. Once you're on the Autobahn, you can't get off.
Yeah, you're on the Autobahn unless you go backwards.
I mean, we've seen like a fully fleshed out investigative game.
LA Noir.
Someone that, yeah.
Yeah.
So unlike Bus Simulator, like you could take the investigative part of Autobahn and turn it into a good concept and have a popular game about it. But
Sure.
like I still, maybe it's just because I played through all of what we did for Bus Simulator, but this one just seemed like just as unbearable like from the beginning. Like
Yeah.
Tom played it for a lot longer than I ever could.
Oh, looks like Tom finally made it to the highway. Oh no, he didn't. You can't jump over that median. So
The guardrail is preventing me.
Son of a gun.
you still can't make it onto the highway.
Yeah, no, it is hard.
Guardrail.
You can't could jump, this game would be better. All right, I would give it an additional point if you could jump.
Yeah. There's a series of games that like Chris and I played where it's like, like the surgeon simulator game. And then like there's like Octopus Dad.
Right.
Where like the idea is because you're working with broken mechanics, like that is the game.
Right. Or Gang Beasts.
And like, I'm not going to lie.
The original Gang Beasts.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
There is something, there was something fun about like us playing and being like, okay,
The controls
I'm going to
are
get
hysterical.
3 car checks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get those 3 car checks and like really, and paying attention and not crashing the car and doing all of that. I don't know. There's just something appealing about like something being so brutally broken that that's the challenge,
Do you feel like this achieved that? You like this?
I'm not saying I liked it per se, but like in terms of like our scale,
right?
Like this wouldn't be a true 0. It would go into negatives, for me.
Because our experience
like,
tonight
where
was
I'd be
fun
like,
trying to find our way to the accident to try and bypass a guardrail to get there. I gotcha.
yes, yeah.
Recording has gone a little longer than we expected.
4 hours, 26 minutes, 16 seconds, 17 seconds, 18 seconds.
Yeah.
The game is freaking out about where I am.
It's just... That it could get worse.
For a minute there, we went through his face and saw his teeth.
I really tried, guys.
Put on White Rabbit as loud as you can.
Yeah, dude, this is fucked up.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this first and probably only doubleheader of
Oh my God.
Garbage Game Night, which will be a nightmare to edit. And we'll see you next time.
Wait. What about the short
who
bus?
won? Who won the short bus?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my
There's
God,
a short bus here.
Did Tom legit get to a...
Oh, well, it looks like Tom actually did
Frank,
make it to a break.
No
and
fucking
he
way.
can get back on
But
the
I
road.
can't.
We can't get there. Oh,
But
But
the
he
game
can't
won't
control
let
his
me.
character anymore. For some reason, his character is spinning around in circles, and the game may have broken. I was planning on basing most of my points on who did the best in Autobahn Police Simulator. And I think it goes along with Tom not being able to control his character anymore that he would get the short bus award. So congratulations, Tom. You get the short bus award for
I can't tell you how heartbreaking it is to watch the sidewalk be 4 feet to my right.
and not be able to move your character over there.
oh no.
I just have to live in the woods now.
You're going off the grid. So this Autobahn police officer is going to go live in the woods for the rest of his existence. 'Cause he can't walk
It
back
lets me do that. It lets me run into the woods, but
not back to the road.
Oh, keep watching. Please keep watching. Please keep watching. You'll see. You need to see.
Just disappeared. Oh, the chaos meter! His chaos meter's going! Oh no! Too much chaos!
He fell through the floor and created too much chaos.
He's on elevated hell! And he's going! His chaos meter!
You're ascending into the sky and falling back down to the floor. So every time he starts over, it resets him and his character launches into the sky.
You were too powerful.
All clips in this podcast were used in compliance with the U.S. Copyright Fair Use Exemption for criticism and commentary. Garbage Game Night makes no claims to ownership over any games played and has no affiliation with any developer or publishing company. For additional references on cited articles and quotes, check our episode-related blog at garbagegamenight.com. Or if you have a comment about the game we reviewed or have a suggestion, drop us a line.